This I know. This I know.
Christine of Taurus 9. Taurus 9 is higher mind inspired. All the work that I've done over the years has always been around accessing the higher mind, and I've noticed with the work that I've done that I'm starting to describe it in many different ways, and it's very, very exciting what it all encompasses. And I've noticed that when we're seeking to access the higher mind for healing purposes and for greater understanding, to help us move into a life that has more gratitude and peace, that there's a stillness there, that if you listen and you provide space for the place of stillness, you'll notice that stillness will speak to itself. So the higher mind is stillness, the space that you're creating through whatever modality or just sitting and being quiet with yourself. This is such a natural process. The naturalization of something that is so non-linear is where we're headed, and the realization of that, and moving ourselves into the experience of that. So stillness speaks. This is inspired by Eckhart Tolle, by the way. I mean, I'm always inspired by the higher mind, but this is just one of the ways that I am coming to you in this video, the angle I'm coming in, just to help us all to understand, by sharing my understanding, is that the space that we create, the allowing, much like a practitioner or facilitator, is never really the healer. It's the facilitator that's been invited into the space of the healer, meaning the client. They're the healer. This is something that the Essenes knew very, very well. Yeshua in particular understood this. Is that if you give it a chance, it will speak to itself. Who's itself? It's you. It's us. So the stillness is the higher mind, and the stillness will speak to itself as us. And in order for that to happen, we have to get out of the way. We have to just step aside and make a little room, and we can listen to stillness speaking to itself. And you can't be asleep for that. You have to be awake. Those of you that have found yourself negating your experience whenever you have accessed the higher mind, whether it be a QHHT session or a Soul Speak session, or just working with a spiritual mentor like myself and others who help you do that work. I get it. I understand, because I've done it myself over and over and over, by the way. Even though I do this for a living, I'm no exception to this. I walk this path alongside you. I walk this journey with you, not ahead of you. But I do like to inform people of what I find out once, I've walked through the mystery and now it's a science. And I'm like, hey, guess what? This is what I found. Or, parallel walking that path, and just two people walking and sharing the experience of how their day went. So no different from that. It's really exciting. Just the way Eckhart talks about how stillness speaks is really like QHHT and Soul Speak and the spiritual mentoring that I do. So I just wanted to see if that helps with maybe diminishing, negating the experiences that you've had, and trusting in them more. Trust is a state of being. It's not really anything we can intellectually understand, but we can intellectually understand the experiences themselves. They can be analyzed and understood. The experiences of trust can be analyzed, can be understood. We can use thought to communicate the experience of trust. But trust itself is a state of being, and trusting in the higher mind, it requires some experience at working at it. it's rare that it happens simultaneously or instantly or naturally, but it is possible. And children are a lot like that. So being in a childlike state, being in that open receptivity of curiosity, and the willingness to show up, the willingness to believe, um, to just get the juices flowing. This is something that we can do in the wake state, because in the wake state, you are participatory. You are in a place of participation. You are taking self responsibility. You are responsible for yourself, using that state of curiosity. I hope that helps.